Hey YouTube, this is Tech Reviews, or Will, and I'm just doing a little follow-up video of what I've thought about the Apple Macbook after having it for a few months. Overall, it's been my favorite computer coming from, I've had a compact laptop that's a 2003, I have an HP desktop which is, I think it's a 2004. They've both been good computers. You know, don't get me wrong, there were Windows, which is okay when you don't have problems. This Mac is amazing. I like everything about it except for a few minor things. One of those minor things, if I had to get really picky, is the fan. Occasionally, when I'm playing a game that requires flash, or I'm doing a big program that uses a lot of my RAM, which I have 2 gigs of, it will get a little loud. You don't hear it unless you're really like listening for, oh, there's the fan. But sometimes it does kick on and you can hear it a little bit. But compared to my other computers, which have had really loud fans, this thing is still very quiet. An additional thing that I've had a little bug with is the edges of the top of the keyboard. It's a little sharp. Yeah, you can see that. It's just right here on this edge. I don't even know how to show you this. Right here. It's a little bit sharp. It's that, hey, maybe I can use a little sandpaper and sand that down. Not a good idea. Don't try that. So overall, those were the 2 minor flaws that I found with the software. I have reinstalled Leopard and cleared out all the additional languages and everything that I feel like I don't need, so I can have my additional hard drive space. Which I got the 160 hard drive, but I'm down to about 85 gigs, which is alright, figuring I have most of my music on here and some videos that I made. The software I like. This software integrates perfectly with each other, such as the iTunes integrates well with iMovie, like the integration of just dragging songs over, whereas in other softwares on Windows, you see, oh, this file is not compatible. Almost every time I've done it on a Mac, it's been easy, or it's converted on the in the software to like some, I don't know, it's kind of technical, to convert it to a special format for iMovie. And iMovie, if we can talk a little about that, has been great. I recently went to Fiji, and I was like, oh, there's all these bad reviews on iMovie, how it sucks and there's no timeline. But actually, I found that it is quite good. It may look a little, like, it may look a little intimidating with all these lines and stuff for a really beginner, where I'm not a real beginner. I've been video editing for some time, and I'm actually saving for Final Cut Express right now. But while I don't have that, I've been using iMovie, and this is good software for just basic videos. It can't do a lot of effects, but the effects and titles that it can do look really cool. And it's the little like clip timeline thing that it does give you is really cool, because all the clips just go right into that, and then you can like just drag along the clip, and it'll like show you in the play window like what exactly is playing, and I think that's really cool. In addition to the iMovie software, there's also iPhoto and GarageBand. First off, I'll talk about iPhoto. This software is amazing. Seriously, it is amazing. It is probably one of the easiest ways to organize all of your photos. Also be able to do minor adjustments on them and have many export options. I'll give you a little example of this. There is one feature that stands up above them all. It's called Enhance. You click this, and seriously, like it seems from somebody who is not a super advanced photographer, but I do some photography, so I'm decent at it. It's like you just click it and the photo's like BAM! And it just looks like 10 times better. The saturation is up, the levels seem to be just where you want. You can, in addition, go in and edit them though, just so like you want a special effect. Maybe you want like a monochrome or a sepia tone, you just go in and do that, and it's really easy. Events, in addition, is really cool. It's like these little like squares like along your screen, and each they have a little picture, and you can click on the picture, and it will take you to that group of photos. Like you have like a little title like Yosemite Park or Fiji or wherever you're going, and you can just use your mouse and just like move across the title picture, and it'll show you every photo in there. And then you can set that photo as a display photo. Just hit spacebar, which is really easy and it's really cool. You can just go in there and look at all your photos, and that is, you want to be able to look at your photos, so that's not really anything, but just the way that Apple has everything organized. Next, I'll talk about GarageBand. This software it's good beginner music making software. Many of my friends are like, "Oh, you have GarageBand. It's so cool." It is really fun to just play with. Even if you're not in a band or anything, you can just move the loops around and they'll automatically set to the tempo you have, and then you can do like a little like recorder track. Maybe you play your little violin and you just want to record that and play along with some like jazz drum set. You can import the jazz drum set it at the tempo you're playing on the violin, and then it'll be very nice and go along very good. But for my band, which I'm in, it is good software. It works fairly well. Since I don't do a lot of MIDI and USB recording, the Logic Express and Logic Pro isn't really necessary, as mainly that's what it's for. But GarageBand does have a lot of effects that you can put on every track, such as reverb, the basics: reverb, echo, modulation for your guitars, and all like guitar pedal effects are in the computer. So you just like, alright, we'll put a little modulation on that, a little flanger, a little echo, get it sounding good. Your vocals, there's a lot of effects, and it's been really easy to use and also really fun to use. Like, Windows is like bleh, but the Mac it's really fun to look at. It looks really neat, and it's also really easy to use. Another thing in GarageBand is Podcast Maker. I don't make any podcasts, but I have done a little playing around, and I've watched a few tutorials. This looks like it could be used to the fullest extent. Since Apple has created the podcast, it's good that they've created a Podcast Maker. And this is really cool. It gives you a couple tracks, female, male, set with some audio presets built in. You can change these over to the side. Also has a few like jingle tracks, like your intros and your outros, maybe some sound effect. It has a sound effects track and a couple other tracks, and it's just everything that you need in a podcast. Also has a picture track, so you can have some pictures in your video podcast, which will very much enhance your podcast. Now I'll go over like the whole Mac like file sharing and the way they integrated like screen sharing and all that. It's really easy to use in system preferences. Put in there, you have one computer, you just set file sharing on. You go on the computer that you want to receive the files that's both connected to the same network, that is, and then your files are just right there and you can drag them over to your hard drive. It's really easy. Spaces, awesome. I love this feature in school. It's really nice. I can have a game going in one window. I can have my homework in another, my email in another, and notes in another. And I can just be doing all this stuff simultaneously, which I'm pretty good at, and I don't get too distracted with the games or anything, but it's a great feature. Overall, this is a great computer, and everything that I've said so far is of my own opinion, so if you feel differently than that, you're free to feel that way. But one more comment: go Mac, you'll never go back. Thanks for watching, and look for more soon.